Hey, welcome back to Two Guys in the Outdoors. And Bob and I are out here on some public ground, and we're doing some scouting for turkey. And you can kind of see we found some fresh scratching here on this old logging road, and we'll talk about you know, where to find some turkeys. And we're going to bring you some additional videos as we approach the springtime. One thing, it's February, it's cold. You know, we were doing some squirrel hunting today, and we came across some fresh turkey sign while we was doing some squirrel hunting. And a tip for you, you know, you can go out squirrel hunting and do some scouting for the upcoming spring gobbler season. And we happened to run across some of this fresh scratching, so we wanted to share it with you today.
So what is this scratching from, for those that don't know?
So what scratching is turkeys come in and they rake back the leaves, and they're searching for bugs and seeds and different things to eat. So
they're feeding.
So this is feeding, absolutely.
Okay.
So these, and you'll see this a lot on open ridge tops. They do it a lot on old logging roads, on public land or even private land. And so they kind of walk those roads, and a lot of times they'll do it right along the edge of the road because that's where the leaves are built up. You can see here in the middle, you know, the road's kind of packed down. There's not much leaves and stuff here. It's more of the dead grass. On up here, you can see some older scratching. That appears to be some older scratching here that's been weathered on. So it seems like, you know, this area here and this could be, you know, some older turkey sign. So, you know, this is a prime time or a prime area. So any type of old logging road, you know, turkeys are just like us. They like to take the path of least resistance, although they will go up over a steep ridge with no problem. And so this is what you're looking for. You're looking for turkey scratching. That means turkeys are in this area, and those turkeys are feeding along these roads. On down here, you'll see some turkey tracks. We didn't see any drop-ins right here. We're going to walk on up the road a little bit here after a while. Maybe we'll find some droppings. If we do, we'll post it in. Maybe we'll add in a picture or whatever. But right here, it's kind of hard to see. But turkeys have the three toes, and you can see here's the middle toe. Here's a toe going out, and then right here, now this one here appears to be more of a gobbler track, because you can see that this middle toe is much longer than the right and left toe. This track here seems to be more of a hen, because you notice here's about the tip. So you can see that those toes are all about the same length. So that's how you can identify the difference between a hen track and a gobbler track. A gobbler track will typically is a much larger track, and that middle toe can be about a ½ inch longer than the outer toes there. I'm not sure how well you all can see that, but so you can kind of see that's that middle toe. Here's the two sides. So
if we run across any more, I'll try to get some good pictures.
Yeah, so you can see that you know, these turkeys like to work these old logging roads. So hopefully these turkeys will stay in here come springtime. They probably will. You notice we've got I don't know if Bob can capture it, but we've got some ridge tops here, and if you notice on this side, you're going to see it's a lot of pines. So those turkeys are probably going to roost in the pines. they will pitch off. When I say pitch off, when first thing in the morning when it gets daylight, those turkeys are going to pitch out of that roost, and they'll pitch down into these logging roads, and they'll feed, and then they'll probably work their way up over this hardwood ridge that we've got over here on our right. So this is a perfect prime area for turkey. We've got pines on our left, which is roosting. And if you're not sure what roosting is, turkeys don't sleep on the ground. They fly up into trees because they're protected. So coyotes and foxes and bobcats and stuff like that can't get them. So they fly up into these pines typically at night, or probably about the last 30 minutes of light in the evening. They'll fly up into these pines because a pine's got a lot of limbs, so they've got a lot of places to kind of perch up there, sleep throughout the night. First thing in the morning, those old gobblers, they're going to start gobbling, and then they're going to fly off into these open areas. If you've ever watched turkeys, they're not very graceful when they fly out. So they like to pitch out into open areas a lot of times if they can. And then they'll feed these old logging roads, and then they'll kind of work up on those ridges. Another thing for springtime is your gobblers and hens won't roost together. They may roost close to one another. For an example, the gobblers may roost here, and the hens may roost a couple hundred yards on up the hollow here from the gobblers. So Bob and I will bring you some tips later on as we get closer to spring, but let's just do a scenario real quick, and then we'll just move on. But say the gobblers are roosted up here above us, and the hens are roosted on up the hollow from us. First thing in the morning, we want to get in here and get set up between the hens and the gobblers, because when those gobblers fly out, we want to be between them and those hens. That way, hopefully we can get a shot, because in nature, the hen always goes to the gobbler. That's the reason that gobbler gobbles, is to attract the female bird. So we want to be in between those two in that scenario. So, and we'll talk more about that as we go, but Bob scanned this area. This is a perfect turkey hunting scenario here. Some fresh scratching. We got some tracks, pines for roosting, hardwoods for feeding, and strut zones. So we'll bring some other scouting tips for you. Remember, Spring Gobbler comes in. The youth and apprentice is the first weekend in April, and then the actual opener for everybody is the second weekend in April. So you need to get out now and start doing some scouting so you can find out where those turkeys are. So anyway, like always, keep it simple and go hunt.
Get out in the outdoors and have some fun, guys and gals.